Very noisy day this morning. Hey, it's time for another live weekly update, question and answer, and whatever else you want to talk about here in wonderful land of smiles. Been a busy week. Made a whole lot of videos, some pretty good stuff, some entertaining things. I want to kind of do a little bit of the Q&A. That I'm not going to do the Q&As anymore. I talked about that in the last update video, but I just want to talk about some questions that have been asked, and then answer them, and then you guys can help answer some of the questions too. Hey Patty, good morning. Wait, no, good evening. So I only have a few questions. The other ones I think I have answered already, but let me pull them up here. Hey Randy, hello everybody. Sinister. How are you guys this evening, this morning, today? Today is Sunday Fun Day here, and it's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hey Justine, good morning. Hey Justine, real quick, Justine had mentioned something to get, and I was going to share it with you guys on getting some Wi-Fi while traveling, but I'm still looking into that, but it seems like it's a contract thing. So anyway, I don't want to talk about it right now, but I did look into it, Justine. Okay, let me pull up my questions real quick, and then I'll get you guys to help me answer some of the questions. That'll be entertaining, right? If I can get I always have a hard time pulling the live stream up. Hello everybody. Hey, from London. Good, glad you made it. Must be, I think it's 6-8 hours difference there. I'm not really sure. Let's see. 6-8 hours difference. Hey, echo. Hey, from Australia. So I was told it's not Melbourne because that's how it's spelled, like Farang is spelled Farang, but it's Melbourne. Melbourne? Is that how you say it? Oh. San Antonio. I love San Antonio. Ohio. Okay, look, I'm going to get to the first question on the Q&A real quick. I feel awesome after the 60K bike ride. I'm ready to do it again next week. So my first question was by somebody by the name of Stephen Ryan. Stephen Ryan asked about air pollution here in Thailand. He says he spent some time in Bangkok and in Chiang Mai, and Bangkok was particularly bad, and he doesn't know how anybody can continue to breathe that air without developing some serious respiratory or cardiac problems. He says he's not a big fan of the city and wants to be in a quieter place, but he said it seems like where I live here in Thap Phnom would be tranquil. But how is it for somebody that's sensitive for respiratory system issues? He says from what he has read, the only places in Thailand within the recommended particulate levels are the islands. For me, it's nice to visit, but probably too touristy. Okay, first off, Stephen, my mother-in-law has asthma pretty bad. So we talk about this on a lot of our trips when I take her. So she can't be out in the heat too much because her asthma kicks in. But she lives here in Thap Phnom just fine. But it's the pollution problem in Thailand is pretty bad. Hey Thunder, you've got burn off from the crops, the farmers. You've got the diesel smoke. Everything here seems to be smoke, and there is no pollution check here in Thailand. So the island, yeah, probably would be an awesome place. You need to go check out maybe some of the islands before you think they're too touristy. But the great thing, and I always say about Thailand, is you can travel. It's not always smoky up in the mountains in Chiang Mai, but you can move around Thailand really cheap to do that. So I think you're just going to have to come check it out for yourself, but I think you could adapt. So, but yeah, I don't know what you guys' take is on pollution, but it's pretty bad. When I ride my bike around, and you get behind some of these vehicles, it's like really gagging, and then your throat burns all day. So, and you'll see a lot of Thai people wearing those masks. I always call them painters or nurse. I asked Paige, is that a painter or a nurse? Good morning from Callison. We're going to be going there, Max, man. I think pretty soon going to take the kids back to the lake over there. We went last year and got one of those little house boats, and they bring you food out there. It's pretty fun. George, let me get to. I only have like 5 questions, so let me get through them real quick, and then we'll talk about what you guys want to talk about. George Cautery says he loves the music. I guess some of the Thai music in the video. Thank you. It's like Thai blues, soothing. The virtual tour was mellow. Okay, let's get to the question. Why is the town so quiet? Isn't this high season? Another question. Why is there so little river activity? Can one go kayaking or paddle boarding? Is crossing the river border taboo? You have a lot of questions, actually. Will the Lao police come and get you if they see you crossing the invisible border?
Up to you.
Paige is sitting over here on a computer, talking in the background.
No.
Let's see. The town is not always quiet, just certain times of the day. The river is pretty basic. It's pretty quiet all the time, except during the Lao market and people coming back and forth from there, which is great. I love that. I think the town is going to get busy here pretty soon. A lot of stuff happening in the town. Yeah. Can you guys hear that music? That's the sound of death. They play that song every time somebody dies, and you hear it a lot in this town. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going on the river paddleboarding. The water flows really, 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 really fast. And you might end up in Cambodia. So, and you don't want to get caught on the other side of the border by some Lao police. It ain't gonna work out real good. So, okay, next question is by Ayantu Aluma. I don't know. I'm sure I messed that up. How do they treat dogs in Thailand? I have heard most Asian countries eat dogs. Is that true? I have a Maltese Shih Tzu, and he is like my child. I love your videos. I had a rat terrier Shih Tzu mixed. I called him a rat shit. You know, eating dogs, okay? Well, okay, first off, let's talk about the dogs. They're taking better care of the dogs now. The country's actually going around giving a lot of shots for rabies shots and stuff like that right now. They're really cracking down. There's a big problems with rabies in Thailand. So they're going around these towns and they're giving shots to cats and dogs. Hopefully monkeys too. I don't know how they would do that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, you know, okay, as far as eating dogs, Thai people really don't eat dogs. A lot of that is Vietnamese people that live in Thailand or Chinese people. But I don't go around asking people, do you eat dogs, do you eat dogs? But I have. And I met a guy not too long ago that asked me, a Thai man, if I ate dog. And I said, no, I don't know why I would. And I asked him, did you? And he goes, yeah. And he liked it. So I don't know. But it's not a common practice, and I've had people go back and forth about, oh, Thai people eat dogs. I mean, it's not. That's stupid to think that, but not too many. They really don't eat pets here in Thailand. Now China, they eat a lot of damn bugs. And China and Vietnam and Laos, they eat a lot of crazy stuff too. But they don't really do that here, and it's against the law to sell dog meat. First off, so. Justine, I know you're on here. You asked a question too about where are the majority of my subscribers located. Does YouTube show a breakdown? Yes, and I can't share that with you on the live, but most of my subscribers are from the USA. 43% of them are from the US. The next would be UK, which is about 14% are from the UK. Then Thailand, and then Australia, and then the small portions of the other around the world. So One more question, and then I'll answer some of you guys' questions. Hello, everybody. Hello. Let me get through this last question on the Q&A. Sweden, good to see you. Is it snowing there? I heard the weather is still crappy in Sweden. Klaus is going back, I think, in about a month. Francis Ingalls asked, he's impressed about me learning Thai. Thank you. Is there a site, an internet site that would help somebody? And he also asked a really good question. What to bring the children, like if you want to bring something for the kids in the Thai schools, if you want to donate something or bring something from wherever you're at. So that was a good question and an awesome thought. And here's my recommendation. If you want to give to a school or a charity in Thailand, I would suggest doing it, coming here and seeing it first and doing it. As far as bringing stuff for schools, you really need to go to the school and you need to talk to somebody there and find out what they need. Sporting equipment like soccer balls, maybe uniforms, like markers for whiteboards, stuff like that. But don't send them money like cash or give them cash. You know how that goes. But you can come here, go to the school and find out what they need and go from there. I think that's an awesome idea. I learned Thai because I try to practice every day, and I live in a country that only speaks Thai. Where I live, it's very important if you want to speak a language to learn how to read and write. Especially in Thai, not in every language, but Thai is a tonal language. And if you do not say it right, they don't understand what you mean. Even a word that's an English word that can't translate into Thai, like Toyota, okay? If I say, hey, I have a Toyota, they'll look at me like I'm crazy. You have to say Toyota or computer. Oh, my computer's broken. They don't know computer. It's computer. Dinosaur. So even the Thai words, they have to be said properly. So by learning the alphabet and learning to read really, really helps a lot with, I want to say, tone or accent or whatever. But then you also got the factor of they speak differently all around Thailand if you go north, south, or Isan. Okay, anyway, Tom, good to see you, Tom. Yeah, we talked about the Q&A, Tom. I think I'm still doing a Q&A, but really kind of on the computer, answering questions through Facebook and stuff like that. But I'll add a little bit of the Q&A into the live updates, and that way you guys can help answer some of the questions too. But the Q&A has become a kind of a job. To do it on an editing, like a video, but I don't mind answering the questions on the computer. Hey, from Washington, hola amigo, Chris Jones. Hey, Chris, I haven't heard from you in a while. Still trying to catch up on my videos, Junie says. Yeah, good luck with that. I know I have a lot. You have to watch like 3 a day. Unfortunately, they're probably too long too. Yeah, I think we're going to hit 9,000 subs pretty good. I don't know. Hey, Brian in Korea. Hey, Brian. When are you coming back to Isan? I want to ride that fancy tractor of yours. And you're going to show me how to work the rice field, yeah. But yeah, I think we're going to hit 9,000 probably either today or tomorrow. So, do I have... Let me get back on here. I can't read the questions here. Do they have speeding cameras here in Thailand or traffic tickets associated with points charged to your driver's license? Yes, not really points, but if you get too many tickets, then you won't be able to get your license renewed. They have cameras here. I see signs everywhere. I don't know if they're working or not. I've never gotten a ticket from one, but Paul Red has gotten how many?
3.
Like 3. You get them in the mail, 500 baht tickets. So obviously there's cameras somewhere. So, and I've been dinged by a guy sitting in the bushes with a radar detector. Me and Paige are driving, and then all of a sudden I see this guy running out from the bushes as I pass him, and then he's aiming. I said, holy crap, he just got, I'm going like 106. I was like, he just got me on the radar. I just seen him, and then of course, a few meters up the road, yeah, and I got an actual ticket, and I showed you guys on a video of that. So, yeah, they can hide anywhere, but they're pretty sneaky for sure. I hope the internet lasts on me this time. It seems to be working okay, except on my computer. Is the internet connection? I was having a big problem last time. Hopefully there's no lag. Traffic tickets, this depends. If you run a red light, it's 900 baht. If you get pulled over and you're speeding and it's kind of like a cash to hand deal, it's about 200 baht, which those are the ones that you really need to do because you don't want to get a piece of paper with your driver's license number on there. Thanks, Justine. You don't want to get an actual ticket. So, but normally they're, 400 baht? 200 baht, 400 baht. If it's mailed to you, 500 baht. And if you run a light, it's 900 baht. I don't know what the fines are for like seat belts and all that stuff. I don't know. Oh, Brian, you're coming April 9th, just in time for Songkran. Have I met any other Thai vloggers? Rick asked. Yeah, I've met a couple. I'm not really I don't know, I'm not really the type of vlogger that's an opportunist. I don't mind meeting people. I like to meet people, but I think a lot of this interaction is, opportunity to share subscribers, and I don't know, I'm not really an opportunist type guy. I'm just doing this for fun, but I would be happy to meet any of the vloggers. I just don't seek out to try to, I don't know. I don't really feel like I'm a Thai vlogger. I'm just sharing my experiences with you guys. Yeah, Brett, I use the GPS in English for sure on my truck. I had to change it over to English language, of course, when I bought the truck. We're going to stay here, Richard, for Songkran. I'm going to bring you guys. It is the most favorite time of the year for me. My butt does not hurt, Randy. My butt stopped hurting 3 months after I landed in Thailand. I brought one of those big cushions they sell on TV in the US, a soft cushion to sit on, and I was carrying it everywhere, and it was a pain in the butt. Well, it wasn't a pain in the butt, but I decided to throw it away and get used to it. My cheeks were sore for a while, but I'm good to go now. Hey, Pipe from Australia. Have I lost weight? My weight goes up and down. Here's the thing. This is my phone that I'm doing this vlog on, which works great if it's sitting still. It doesn't have a wide angle camera on it, so the GoPro always makes me look like a watermelon. Always makes me look wide. But I'm between 86 kilogram and 90 all the time. I'm never going to be skinny in Thailand. I've never been skinny in my life. Hans, would love to meet you and just ventilate things next time I go to Isan to be with your family. Okay. There's a link to my house on my homepage. Sinista, I saw a video Quentin did on you guys and even said he couldn't find anything bad to say about you guys, and who could help but love Paige and her sweetness. Yes, even if there was a few people that said some derogatory things, but I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. Now that I've almost hit 9,000 I've had to block a whole lot of people. And the thing about some of these people, they complain. Here's the funniest thing. There's like a group of retarded people that go out and try to find negative stuff with bloggers, and then try to like, oh, I caught this guy doing this and let me display it. For whatever reason, I don't know what it would benefit them for anyway. It doesn't really matter, but I got this group of people that keep, maybe it's not a group of people, it's just a couple of guys that keep changing their names, saying that, claiming I'm a fraud and a liar because I say I'm retired, but I'm doing vlogs on the internet and I have AdSense that gives me money on my channel, so I'm like a fraud. I think that's retarded to eat. Who even really cares? To me, here's my definition of being retired. Being retired means that I can do whatever I want. I don't have a job that I have to go to. I don't have to deal with the same assholes that are telling me this stuff in my comment section. That I can do basically what I want. And this is what I choose to do, and it's fun, and I like to help people and whatever. Just go away. I think what it is that it's some of the other vloggers that are doing that. I mean, what would be the benefit of that, you know, to talk derogatory about somebody? What would benefit them? What do they want me to do? Be some fat guy sitting on a bar stool, drinking beer all day, and then on my time away from the bar before I lose all my money, go home and get on the internet and talk bad about other people? Is that their sense of retirement? Not for me. Anyway. I don't deal with haters. I just block them. They're irrelevant to me. They're irrelevant. So I don't get into that. I think that's a lot of the reasons why I haven't. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get into other bloggers anyway. So let's see. There are so many questions, guys, coming up. I apologize. Robert, the weather is hot. It's very hot. Yesterday was 35 degrees. I don't know what it is today, but Songkran, April is the hottest time of the year here in Thailand. It's getting hot. Thanks, Hans. Let's see. Kelly says, during your retirement, Tapanome and different provinces of Thailand, has the baht varied much from month to month and season? Yes, that's a good question. During the high season, things are double the price normally. When you live here, you can travel in the low season and pretty much go at will. And it's like half the price during the low season. If you don't mind the rain, but I'd rather have the rain than deal with a bunch of tourists anyway. Who's joining Sunday Fun Day today? We have some of Paige's family here from the U.S., so it'll be pretty fun. Next week, her brother's going to be here, and our Lao friends are going to be here, and it'll probably be a step up on the crazy side next week. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I gave up the American dream a long time ago. Hey, Graham. Hi, Chuck. Did you think about Google Pixel 2 with a moment with wide lens attached? Graham, I got to have things simple for my YouTube vlog, so I'm just going to start using my GoPro again, which I keep here in my pocket. And I also have my 4, which has the gimbal on it. I'm not going to use the phone for action videos. So, what? Paige is giving me the evil eye. I'm talking too much. That's what I do. You knew that when you married me. Stephen hopes to be back in Thailand in June and in July. What will the weather be like? Sometimes it's rainy. That's kind of the rainy season. You would like to know more about Pookie's brother? It's up to him. Mm-hmm. He's a very quiet guy. I think we'd all like to know a little bit more about him. I don't think an interview with him would be interesting, or I would have done it already at that time.
He's bored.
Did you hear that? Here. No, never mind. You heard her. Evil eye and a smile, yeah. Yeah, I don't think an interview is going to be something entertaining for me or you guys. Have they given me a Thai nickname? Hans asked. Yeah, Falang Chuck. No, everybody just calls me Chucky.
Chucky.
Yeah.
Papa Bear.
You love more health. Hang on a second, let me back up here. Fiery would like to know more information on healthcare and the cost. I've done a few videos on this. There's only so much information I can give because it's just based on my experience. But I shared a link on a Q&A about health insurance with Brian. Me and Brian did a vlog together, a Q&A. It's easy to find, and we got all the information about insurance and pricing and the websites to go to get your own information. And in the comment section, people also gave information on insurance that they have. Perogenstein, did I say that right? Asked, do I ever worry about getting my bike stolen? No, not really. I really don't care much about it. I don't really worry too much about that stuff. I bought a lock, but it's a pain in the butt to try to lock it all the time. Everybody in this town pretty much knows everybody, but you know, you do have a lot of people from Laos coming in and out, and there is a possibility somebody could steal my bike. There's always a what if for everything, but I'm not really worried about it. And your nickname is Ling Noi. Okay. Little Monkey. Oh no. Paige just renamed me Papa Bear. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that would be, how would you say that in Thai? Papa Bear. She has to think about it. She doesn't know Thai. Just kidding. Bill Gates, Rob from, I don't really want to talk about other bloggers. Does Paige have a Thai first name, or is that her original name? Paige's American name. She's an American citizen, and her name is Paige there. Pookie is, all Thai people have what's called a Chilin, like a play name, and Pookie is her play name. Let's see. I think my internet is getting slow. Chris K asks, how far am I from Udon? We're, what, 4 hours? 3 hours? About 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Paige does know how to drive? Yes, but not in Thailand. Rick asked if it was hard for me to drive on the left side, which is asked a lot, and it's a good question. I rode my bicycle around here for about 3 months before I started to learn how to drive, and it helped me, helped my brain get used to navigating the traffic on my bike. But the other day I still tried to, I washed my truck in the front, and I opened the door and sat in the passenger seat. I'm like, okay, this is awkward. Okay, Henry, we'll be here. Or check with me first. Tom, no, I don't have a fishing trip planned. I wish I did, but I don't. John asks if we can pick the fruit from the random trees you see, or is it frowned upon?
You can ask him.
You can ask him. If it's hanging over the street, you know, so be it, but you know, if the guy's got one fruit hanging on the tree, you don't want to be a jerk and steal his only fruit, but, you know, it's just ethics. But if it's in somebody's yard, you could ask them. A lot of times, I'm sure they won't mind, but sometimes they sell that stuff. So, Nikki, we're planning on going back to America sometime in June for a couple weeks. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing America from my point of view, but I'll be more than happy to bring you guys along for a steak dinner and some Mexican food if you guys want to see that. There's a lot of funny things in America, but I know most of you guys are from there. But would I like to live in Phuket or stay in northern Thailand? Our home is here, always going to be here. I'd like to go spend a little bit more time in different parts of Thailand, but not to live, no. Yeah, I think Henry says that his girlfriend has a problem with people coming on their family's farm and stealing mushrooms. That's a problem in Thailand everywhere. But yeah, if you're stealing people's stuff to sell. Justine would like to see what I think about the U.S. after living. Me too. Me too. Hopefully I can just laugh it off like I do here. Everything will be. I think I'll have a better attitude when I go back home. I think I've calmed down quite a bit. Have I? I just got a crazy look. I'm never going to calm down. Power Amplifier loves watching us drive through Thailand. It gives them goosebumps. Yeah, sometimes me too. Sometimes I'm like, is this just happening? Is this happening right now? It's crazy. Is it possible to buy a one-way ticket to Thailand? Mark asks. Yeah, if you're staying here for long term, yeah. But sometimes it's more expensive to get a one-way ticket. Sometimes it's cheaper, I should say, to get a round-trip ticket. But I think we paid, what, $400, huh? Seven. We bought a one-way ticket. It was $700 US each. I know you can fly to Bangkok out of LA right now for like $500 round trip. Well, it fluctuates, but you can get them a round trip ticket sometimes cheaper. But a lot of times at the immigration, they want to see, if you're not coming here to live, they want to see a round trip ticket or a ticket going somewhere else or your itinerary. I'm sure Pad Thai says he'd like to see a Sunday fun day on my 50th birthday again. I'm sure there'll be a party. There's a party for every occasion. I'm going to do another bike ride for sure and bring you. There's a lot of things that I could have stopped at and showed you. There's a lot of beautiful temples on the way. I'm going to bring a better camera this time, but I'm going to do that. I might do that next week. I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm going to bring you guys along, and I'm going to bring Paige too.
No.
The Rocket Festival, Larry asked about one day. I think that's in Chiang Rai, isn't it? Where is that?
In Isan somewhere.
It's in Isan somewhere. Bart asked US he had to get, you're referring to somebody else. Yeah, my marriage license had to be translated into Thai language that you can do in Bangkok whenever you arrive. No, I had no luck with the lottery, and I've been informed never to buy a lottery ticket again.
Yeah, wasting 3 bottles of whiskey.
Soy Mafia said that I wasted 3 bottles of whiskey on buying lottery tickets. Let's see. William wants to come visit and bring me t-shirts because he's tired of seeing the same ones over and over again. I like these t-shirts and I can't wait to get back and buy more just like it. I really don't care what they say. They're light and they're comfortable. I have a crap load of shirts upstairs. If you buy me a shirt and it's too warm, I won't wear it, or I'll have to cut the sleeves off of it or something because it's too hot. The lottery numbers are on TV here in Thailand. They make a gigantic big deal. It is an hour and a half long, and I watched it for the very first time, and I was like amazed at the drama of pulling numbers out of a piece of plastic tube. It was crazy, but they have it on TV, and the major prize, you can run up and down the street butt naked and nobody would see you because everybody's at home looking at the numbers. It's crazy. Big time gamblers. The jackpot is 6 million baht. But they have a lot of little ones, and it goes down and down and down. It's really kind of crazy. And there's a lot of underground lotto. Okay, Robert. Yeah, soy mafia. She's concerned about the alcohol. Nasso asked if the waters are safe here for scuba diving. There is a lot of scuba diving in Thailand. You can search on the internet. Not hard to find. Tons of awesome stuff. That's one of my bucket list things, is to get me and Paige get scuba certified and go do some scuba diving before we get too old. Okay, Thunder. Oh no, Thunder, you're staying. Robert, you're going still. Take care, Robert. Thanks for all the wonderful comments, Robert. Do I miss Texas? There's a lot of things I miss. To say Texas, Jason asked, I don't know about Texas, but Texas has gotten really overpopulated here lately. But I miss a lot of things in Texas. Do I miss it enough to go want to stay there and live? No. Neil asked why we have 2 GPSs. Because I know I got a lot of videos. I made a video about that. The one that's in the truck needs to be updated. I can't find a dealership that knows how to do it. They want to sell me a 60,000 baht whole unit, which obviously means they don't know how to update it or don't have the time to do it. So Paige just bought this one off the internet and it works great. So I kind of used the one in the truck to zoom out and look at the big picture, and then the one on the dash gets us there pretty good. And it's a Garmin. Good to see you're not leaving, Thunder. Richard asked if I plan to go travel to Chiang Mai. I get this asked a lot about Chiang Mai. I know there's a lot of people that live in Chiang Mai. We don't really have any plans to go there quite yet. I've never been to the UK, Chris. Do I have plans? Seems like I have a lot of friends there now. I would love to go there. A lot of the ones say, I don't know, it's not really good to come here right now. So I don't know, but yeah, we would love to go everywhere. Right? Yeah, I got a head nod on that one. If I go fishing, Andrew, I will definitely film it. I've got some plans that just aren't, I don't know, when you try to make plans with Thai people sometimes, they just don't always, I don't know, they change. Her cousin is a big time fisherman and he plans on taking me, but I don't know, we're going to go fishing. I can walk down to the river and go fishing anytime I want to. No, Buffalo Bart, Beefalo Bart, no, I haven't. I asked you to send me a link to that. I don't know if you did or not, but if you could send me a link, I'd like to see that, but maybe on my Facebook page or something like that, on the No Time to Be Sad page. Paige keeps the Garmin up to date. Easy to update on the computer. Doug asked, how much did I pay for the Thai language lessons and how often did I study? I stopped going. I think I went for 4 months. I learned how to read and write Thai kind of first, and after that it got pretty easy, but I still practice every day. I write, let me turn this camera right here. Let me walk the camera. I write on the board a few sentences every day, or until I can remember them, and then I practice that. So. Paige is planning our next adventure or shopping. Dad says hello, Paige. Sinister says hello, Paige.
Hello.
Yeah. Thai time. Gotta love Thai time. Michael says, please say this again. Is it so true? Buying things we do. Oh, you want to hear my expression of the American dream. Buying crap that we don't need to impress people that we don't like with money that we don't have. The American dream. Hey Marcy, good to see you. Justine, we watch the news every morning. It's a ritual here in this house. And I can kind of understand based on watching it what's going on. But sometimes it looks, I don't know, I got to ask Paige still. But you really want to know what's going on in Thailand, watch the news. Don't listen to what people's opinions on the internet, like me. Watch the news. You learn the fact. The thing about the news here is it's kind of monitored by the government, so they try to just actually report the news, if you guys can remember what that was, instead of an opinionated version of, because you're not smart enough to understand life yourself, so you get somebody explaining to you what's going on. But here they actually show almost in graphic detail every day of the news. And says, Falang is used to keep time. Thai people are my bin rai, yeah. Kantai asked, do I know the name of the Lao village across the river from you, and have I ever been there? Yes. And I forgot. What's the name of it?
Across from us,
Sawanakit. Sawanakit is where the friendship bridge is that you cross over. And yes, we have. That's where our Lao friends who come here are from, and we've been over there before. Just not while I've lived here yet. Good. You read some Thai news. If you're reading news, Sinister said he reads the Phuket Gazette each day. If you're reading something printed in Thailand, there are strict laws on defamation in Thailand. So a lot of that stuff that's written is pretty close to being exact. My father-in-law, was he behind me? He's sitting over there on a chair. There he is, there. Now you can see him. Thanks, Paco. Yeah, I try to be positive about everything. There's a lot of negative things in the world, but there's always a different side to everything. So I try not to be narrow-minded, and I try to understand things that I don't agree with. I try to look at both sides, and I think that I wish we were like that more in the United States. Really around the world, everybody's extremely divided right now and one-sided and just opinionated. And I don't know, somehow we've lost grasp of humanity. Anyway, that's too deep, sorry. Thanks, MP, I appreciate that. Pablo asked, any rabies cases near me? Klaus got bit twice in Prachuap. He got bit one time at a dog sitting in a restaurant. He went to give the dog some food and then went to touch it on his head and it bit him. I think he had to get 15 shots. He just got finished with his last one and then was walking down his street in Prachuap and got ambushed by a dog that bit him on the back of the leg. So Klaus has had some crappy luck. He said, no, it's not crappy luck. They just love Swedish meat. It's okay. So he didn't have to get another rabies shot, but he had to take penicillin for that. So you never know, you know. I mean, but I had a rabies shot in the U.S. I got bit by a dog in the United States. So dog situation here is pretty bad. No, I don't get the newspaper from the USA. I do watch a little bit of it on the internet. The news depicts America in such a negative way. It's horrible. And I wished I could do something about it, but you know, freedom of speech. But to be so negative about your own country that you live in, I don't know. It's a bad deal, bad deal. Hans says, to stay or go many times to Thailand makes Balang feel more sabai. Yeah, people do stress out. I guess it's because, you know, we got a lot of bills to pay in the Western world. Nothing's free, and you got to work, and you got to work, and you got to climb that ladder, you know, so you can buy more things and then take care of those things. Got to maintain those things and then replace those things whenever they get older. And God forbid your neighbor gets something better than your thing, then you got to get something better than his thing. It's a retarded cycle that at the end of the day, when you're old and can't work anymore, and you go, why did I have them? All that stuff, those things are gone, and so is my time. Thunder says he can send us an American bulldog. I won't have to worry about getting bitten. No. I'd like to have a Rottweiler.
No.
Paul asked, how is the healthcare system different from the United States? I would say it's not nearly as corrupt and it's very inexpensive. My policy that I have is a 12-month policy. Cost me under $500 US, and it covers up to 3 million baht, which is just about for anything, and it's covered all around the world except for the United States and Canada because it's too expensive to get anything there. I don't really spend much time in the hospital to tell you too much information on that. I'm sorry. I hear you in the background going, no. I know, Marcy, you told me to get Paige a husky. Paige, do you really want a husky? I'll buy you one. You want one?
If they're not growing.
She said she'll take one if it stays small. I see the miniature.
No, that's ugly.
We don't need pets. We don't have time for that. Yeah, the medical system, Dan, in America. But the thing about it is that they I watched the news from America, and every other commercial is about some ailment. You got to get on this drug. If you have this symptom, and then it's about buying, you know, easy finance stuff. It's just so funny to watch. You know, you get 10 minutes of the news and 20 minutes of buying crap, and you need this drug. It's insanity is what it is. But I'm not trying to dog my country. I love America. I just wish people would, and I think a lot of people do realize you're only hearing what the news is telling you, what America is all about. But I think the people aren't stupid. Michael asked if I sold a lot of stuff on Craigslist. I think I sold my vehicles on Craigslist. I didn't really sell any merchandise on Craigslist. We kind of gave pretty much most everything away. It was easier for me to do that. Trying to make a couple dollars here and there and wasn't worth it, but a lot of people do sell this stuff on Craigslist. No, I don't think the Husky would be, actually David said he doesn't think the Husky would be good on a 60K ride in Thailand. If I strapped a bunch of ice packs to his back and tied a rope to the front of my bike, I think it would be pretty good. He could pull me all the way to Nakompono. Justine says we spend the most on health care in the U.S. but have the most sick people. Yeah, you got to ask yourself why. Really, why is that? I think a lot of it has to do with the diet in the United States and the type of food. And I can tell you firsthand that the food here, I can only tell you my experiences. I feel so much better. It's crazy how healthier I feel eating the food here than I did over there. And I've lived there most of my life. Really all my life. Sinister, ever thought about making Hey Y'all, Chuck Here shirts or Sorry Mafia shirt? I never really thought much about marketing myself. That would be a whole new round of people coming over the internet calling me an opportunist or anything like that. It would be fun just to do it for fun, but I'm really not, I don't know. I'm not into marketing anymore and doing that, but it might be fun just to have, and if you guys wanted it. There's a lot of companies that'll give them the design, and I think they charge like 50% to make it and ship it out. Something like that, I don't know. I know there's other opportunists, I shouldn't say it. There's other bloggers out there that do that to try to earn extra money. Hey John, good to see you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Paige is wearing blue. I've already pinched her ass.
No, it's green.
It's not green. Come here. Come here. Come here. Tell me, guys, right now, what color is this shirt?
Green.
What color is that shirt?
Green. It's green.
See? Pincher. Pincher.
Nah,
Blue.
green.
Blue. Blue.
It's green.
It's
green.
aqua's not green.
It's green.
So you got 1, 2 greens.
See, I got it.
I'll get her later. It's aqua blue.
It's green.
Green and yellow. Okay, Justine. Stick up for the girls. Pale green.
Yeah. See?
Pale green. Come on, Eon. What the hell's pale green? It's blue. Blue. That's me Thai. It's either blue or it's green, and it's not green.
Blue, that blue.
That's blue, and so is that. It's just a lighter shade of blue.
No, it's green.
Brett, I'm going to keep my vlogs the way it is because it's just who I am, and I never really cared much about what other people thought of me. And the thing about my vlogs is that I get bored with them myself, and I like to try to mix things up. But to me, it's just from my head. Things are I got so much stuff going on and so much stuff I want to do, and I enjoy videoing and bringing you guys. It's funny for me to interact with you and just give you my point of view. But I'm not the type of person to just sit here behind the camera every day and talk about Thailand, because when you do that, to me, it starts to turn into something negative. You know, let's go out and look at Thailand. Let's go see it. If I see something negative, let's look at it, let's video it, let's talk about it, and let's ask ourselves, why is that there? Instead of sitting somewhere and just guessing and making our own opinion, or talking to another person who doesn't speak Thai and you both get your opinions, doesn't make it fact. So let's just see Thailand that way, and maybe ask Thai people, why do these people just pull out in front of me without looking? Do they not care? What if I'm in a truck and I'm not looking? Then the guy's instantly dead. You know, those are kind of the questions that I have asked before. Oh, Thunder. What? This was your old hometown. Hang on a second. Let me back up. Thunder and Friends. Hi, Chuck. Thanks for uploading and show the top Panome that you misspelled. It's okay. My old hometown. No problem. I don't mind showing you. Natural selection. Justine, I think the reason why they do that is just that they have a different mindset of death. I don't want to sound weird, but you know, they wear Buddha and they don't really, it's funny when they see death, they take pictures, they have a celebration. It's just, there's no fear. They're fearless. It's crazy. There is driver training here, but it doesn't matter. They get it done and then they go back to doing what they were taught their whole life to do. Not everybody, but the way I see it, most everybody on the road drives the same. It's hot. I'm sweating. Hey, Two Bears, happy Saturday to you. Sunday for me. Remember, I'm over here. Well, guys, we've been on for an hour already. I don't know, I'm having fun. I don't want to drag it on too long. Daryl, what I'm going to do is buy a zapper. They sell them here, the little electric tasers. I have a lot of people recommending that, and I did some research on that, and I think that's what I'm going to get because the dogs, when they hear that, they start to back down. The only thing in my mind is if I got a dog coming up close to me to bite me, I'm probably still going to get bit, but I can zap them anyway. But I'd like to get a cattle prod from Texas. I don't know if I could get that on the airplane or not. That would be the thing to have, but how would I carry it? I'd have to have like a ninja thing. Tasers are legal, Justine. They sell them in the mall along with gigantic knives and baseball bats. I mean, I don't know the legalities of wearing one in a holster. I don't know, but or actually shocking somebody with it. Yeah, I have a lot of people telling me about vinegar and chemicals and stuff, but I have to have this thing attached to my bike somehow, and I have this little pouch in the front that I can carry a taser. I don't know how I would carry a bottle or a spray gun or something. It needs to be secure on my bike and easy, you know. I haven't found pepper spray yet, but I'm going to get some pepper spray if they sell it. Nobody can tell me if it's legal here or not. A gas blowtorch with a backpack. That would be fine and napalm the crap out of some of those dogs, but funny. The spray stuff, I just don't know how I'm going to be able to carry that and be able to ride my bike and deter a dog with some kind of spray thing. I know people do that. I don't know. I'd have to see some of that. I think the zapper, I'm going to try that first. I have those little pop rocks that work too. And an air horn. I wouldn't mind getting a small little air horn, but I haven't found one yet. I don't know, how would I carry a water gun on my bike? Hey, Larry from California. Richard says that on one of my videos, Paige went to a gun range. Are you allowed to shoot at a gun range? I mean, we were there shooting. They have shooting ranges in Thailand. Most of them, well, they all supply guns, so it's just about impossible for a foreigner to own a gun. So they supply all the guns, and you pay for the fee and you pay for the ammunition. Spray bottle and my water holder. But I have to add another water holder container because I need to carry water on my bike. Yeah, Justine, if I rode in a group, the dogs wouldn't mess with us. I've watched the dogs and they only look at your feet. They're looking at your feet and it's exciting them, and then they want to chase you. So what I do now is when I see one, I just stop pedaling and coast by it, and then usually it's fine. But I haven't been bit yet, but I've been chased a bunch. I haven't crossed the border yet since we lived here, only to go to Cambodia. Wow, thanks again, Lewis. Lewis just bought us he gave me $5 for the green t-shirt, so. Instead of the blue. At least I didn't wear blue. Michael, no, our town hasn't had any flooding problems. I showed some videos early this year. We got a whole lot of rain in Thailand, and the river got really, really high. And not just high, but the dam broke in China, and they were repairing it, and they had their dam open. So it got scary high, but no flooding. It hasn't flooded here in about just under 40 years. Paige gets nothing. Don't worry, she'll keep the change. Yeah, dog treats for the dogs. Yeah, that's probably a more friendly, common sense thing to do. And I should carry treats in my little package and just throw them dog treats, and then they probably love me every time I come by, right? Probably greet me, waiting for me to come. Maybe. Would chaps be too hot? That would be funny though. Yeah, I gotta find an air horn, Nasso. I haven't found one yet. I haven't been looking for one, but I just did this mission to Nakhon Phanom and want to do it again, so I'm gonna. When you're on a main road, usually there's no dog problems. I'll tell you that. So the dogs usually don't hang out on the highways. It's just the small soys that you got to stay away from. My foot is a treat. At least I'm not Swedish, right? Like Clow. They love Swedish meat. Use the honking chicken. Yeah, that's a great idea.
They're chasing you?
Yeah, I should get that on film, and I'll have to send it to you privately, right? Along with the medical bill. Marcy, I don't know how I would carry the water gun on my bicycle. I don't know. It just wouldn't be convenient. Things have to be easy for me, convenient, you know. When it starts to be like a job, I don't want to do it no more. Yeah, I don't know about the horn. They hate the rubber chicken, I know that. A lot of phalangs in Top Phanom area. No, not really. There's about 5 of us. I made a video called, I think it was Why I Don't Hang Out with Phalangs, giving a pretty good explanation of the phalangs in my area. Yeah, I could buy a holster, Marcy, and do all that. But what if the water gun just pissed them off? If it's a big, scary dog, you don't care about that. Or whatever chemical I may have in there either. Might just piss them off. Yeah, I don't think Klaus got bit because of the chicken, but maybe they remembered that he was in the truck when the chickens were taunting them, and it was payback time. Yeah, I don't know on the dog deterrent. I'm going to try the zapper first. Yeah, we're just not going to buy a dog. I'll tell you, here's the honest to God truth about the dog. Her mom has asthma. We can't have a dog in the house. She would have to constantly be on an inhalant. Anyway, the answer would be no. There's no pets in the house. So it would be a real pain in the butt to have a gigantic anchor like that. It's something we have to take care of. But Paige's brother is going to be here Monday for spring break. Yeah, honking the horn makes a mess. I know the little dinger bell. Sometimes, if there's a dog in the street laying down, I beat, and it woke them up and startled, and they start barking at me. So bad idea sometimes. William asks, "Am I truly happy?" I don't think that's any reason really to hide that. I don't have any reason to pretend to be happy or say that I'm happy. I don't owe anybody any false information about me. If you've watched any of my videos, you can see that just like anybody, we have good days and we have bad days. But I've never been this much happier in my entire life. Being in Thailand, being with Paige, being in a position where I can pretty much do what I want. I'm very happy. Are you happy? Hot dog drop as a diversion and pedal fast. That's actually the best idea, Glenn. And next time I go to the store, I'm going to buy dog treats. And I'll probably just end up giving them to them anyway, every time I see a dog. The business across the roof with the satellite dish over here. This guy is Mr. Gadget. He can fix anything. I don't give a crap what it is. He can fix it. I've thrown it's not to get off subject, but there's clocks here suck. I've never in my life had a cheap clock that just didn't last so long that you got tired of looking at it and threw it away to buy another one. They don't last here. I don't know if it's the batteries or the clock. Anyway, I threw one in the trash, and he fixed it and hung it up there so everybody could see it. Air pump, broke it. He fixes it. The guy can fix anything, and he fixes it right there on the side of the street. He's a Mr. Fix-It guy. It's funny. Yeah, Marcy, I'll probably have all the dogs. What if I could get my own pack? Maybe that'll be safer. Maybe they can follow me to Nakhon Phanom, but I have to carry a cart full of treats, I think, and water. Believe it or not, Daz, there is not really too many things here there are things made in China here, but it's different. It actually costs them a little bit more money to ship things over here from China. But there's not too much stuff. It's kind of funny, that most countries charge other countries to sell their crap in their country, not like the stuff that's overflowing in the United States. But if you buy something from China here, it's really, 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 really junk. Really junk. Thunder says, how is the weather? Drought, or it's just hot? It's hot. It rained really hard the other day, which made things extremely humid and brought out 1 trillion mosquitoes. Oh, Michael works on Triumph motorcycles. Cool. There's Triumphs everywhere here. Very awesome motorcycle. I just read, and I haven't got a chance to read it all, but I just heard that big plant in America is shutting down their Harley-Davidson plant and moving it to Thailand. But sometimes the news likes to dramatize even more of the situation, but they already were building a plant here in Thailand before that decision. And I don't know the facts yet. I haven't really read it all. And you can't always believe what you read anyway. I see that thunder. That's a different thunder. Thunder and Friends. I realize that. Okay, Daz, it was nice talking to you. The Harley-Davidson plant in Kansas City, Missouri just shut down. That's what I seen on the news. So the news is pretty much blaming everything on like tariffs. I haven't read it all to even talk about it yet. But you know, just like anything, there's always another side to the story for everything. So it's hard to kind of understand the facts in the United States news. You really got to search hard on the internet. Bart says when they start to make, I didn't know anything about that, Bart. That's the first I've ever heard, but I don't do a lot of research on Harleys. He says that they took a big hit when they were made in Japan, but I don't know. There are a lot of there's a lot of biker clubs, not just Harley bikers in Thailand. A lot of people, Westerners, will drive through, they'll go Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, through Thailand. A lot of people from Malaysia, not just Westerners, but Asian people too. 15 years ago, I didn't know that. Bart says that they moved over there 15 years ago. Canuck asks about, and I try to talk about this on every one of my videos. I know I have a lot. He says, hey, here from Canada, or is it A? Curious, what kind of business does the family operate there behind you, unless it's a secret? Yeah. Tell them, guys, what is the business behind me here? They probably have heard it 1,000 times. Thank you. Old man Triple knows. Bill knows. Yeah, my father-in-law builds tuk-tuks. He makes a lot of them. He used to ship them all around the world. Kind of slowed down now. But Mafia Hit Squad. Yeah. But they're for parts for the tuk-tuks that he builds. Hey, Jay. Thanks for the congratulations on the 50K bike ride. It was 60K. I'll have you know. But thank you. Maybe one day I can make it 120K. Hey, Mr. Tin Man, glad you can make it. Yeah, they're tuk-tuk parts, Canoe. I don't know, I do a lot of videos, so I try not to talk about the same things over and over. It was a great question. I'm just messing with you, but they're parts for the tuk-tuks. Hey, Savannah. Oh, Michael been watching my videos for a while. He says, what happens to the back room you were going to have a small restaurant built? This is a great topic. I had a lot of awesome ideas to bring to Thailand because all I could think about was Thailand when I lived in the States. I wanted to have a pizza company. I wanted to have an ice cream shop. I wanted to have maybe a vitamin shop, or Paige could sell cosmetics or something. I had all these crazy ideas, but the main one was to have like a Western style / Italian style / like old Western style pizzeria, and make pizzas here. But after being here a short period of time, I realized that here in this town, they'll come and they'll take a bunch of, maybe get a slice and take a bunch of selfies, but you're not going to make any money. Because in order to make a quality anything, it costs money to buy this stuff, and then they're not going to pay more than 10 baht for a slice of damn pizza out here anyway. So, but it's hard for a foreigner to run a successful business in Thailand on something that's not out of their norm. You know what I'm saying? But it might be something fun in the future. They like bakery stuff. So, you know, I like to bake stuff, but I like to just give it away. And I make pizzas too, and I just give them away. I don't really need to make money. I was just wanting to do it just for the fun. So now I like to just make things and give it to people. It makes me more happier just to give it to them than trying to make 5 baht, you know. Who cares? But when I make stuff, sometimes they don't like the taste of Falang food. Philly cheesesteak and hoagie shop. Yeah, that would do good if I was in Pattaya or Phuket. They love tacos. I made some tacos. I made a couple of videos on tacos because I use some of the same ingredients that they use in their everyday food except for the tortillas. But they eat one and they became so full because the tortillas are filling. They don't really eat a lot of bread. They do eat rice, but the tortillas are way more filling because of the flour. And I thought, man, I could make these for nothing and make money. But again, it's a job. What am I going to do? Stay here and make videos of me selling? Look how many tacos I sold today. Who cares? Thanks, Michael. Chuck's Churros. I have a lot of ideas. If you guys want to start a business, I got a ton of ideas. I made some pretzels the other day, which are easy to make. And I know they sell pretzels at every function in America, you know, and they sell a lot, and it's cheap to make. But again, it's a job. Larry, I don't have any fishing trips coming up. I talk about fishing every day. Build a custom rat rod. Now that's been going through my mind. One day I might. I see a lot of these old Toyota Corollas, like 70 model, and it's still they're in like perfect condition. And I thought, man, that would be awesome to put maybe just a 400, 500 horsepower 350 under the hood of that thing with a power glide or something. But it's hard to find those. It has to be imported and taxed. But I thought, man, that would be cool. You'd have to put some wheelie bars on it, though. Yeah, the pretzels were very, very, very good. Really, but man, I couldn't stop eating them, and then I was like swole up like a damn watermelon. Food truck, yeah. I thought about that too, John. I thought I could get my father-in-law to build me a tuk-tuk, a taco wagon. I think too much. But when it comes down to it, it's still a job that requires your time. And I'm having too much fun traveling around Thailand, making videos. When that becomes a job, then you'll know it. Get a 400 cubic inch. And them things are hard to find in America now. Find a 400 with 202 heads. And, get a 750 double pumper. Trying to find all that stuff here. Mark asked, why are donuts such a hit? I don't know. What was the name of that donut shop that they stood in line for like 2 days to go eat? Krispy Kreme donuts came to Thailand and they were crazy about it. But now they don't really care. There's every kind of donut shop there is, but I don't know. I don't really see a whole lot of them eating. There's no donuts in here in Isan that I've seen. My battery's about to die. I gotta get my power strip. I'll be right back. Take a second. It's just right there. next to my bottle of water. My battery's going dead because it's, I don't know, it doesn't like the live stream, my laptop. It keeps searching for a signal, but it's working good on my phone. Beef jerky sells great here. They love beef jerky, but they call it something else, and they make it not too much beef in Thailand, but they do it in pork a lot. And squid. Horrible. The thing about beef jerky, Bart, it doesn't really have to be quality because it's hard as a damn rock anyway. It just needs to be seasoned properly. More so than a good steak, my opinion. Michael wants to know what your degree is in. Your degree. Accounting.
And beauty.
And beauty. And what else? Which one? Accounting. Yeah, you're right. You do want some fat in the meat. And that's the biggest. A lot of people have said that most of the meat here is buffalo. I don't find that true. If buffalo meat would be more expensive anyway, because who's going to process a buffalo? Through all of our travels in Thailand, I have seen more cows than I've ever seen buffalo in Thailand. There is a ton of cows here in Thailand. The problem is they eat ditchweed. They don't maintain a healthy diet like we would feed them in the West, of a good mixture of fat so that you get quality meat. They just tie a string around their nose and let them eat in a ditch. Is there plugs different from American plugs, Mark asked. No, you can plug in. I would show you. Our plugs are regular 3-prong plugs or 2-prong plugs, just like in America. But if it's not 220 volt, it might explode. So you got to remember that. A lot of your chargers on everything have inverters built into them. They'll handle it. If you look at the charger, it'll tell you on there written that it go 110 to 220 volt or 240 volt. Send us to I've had some Australian beef down the road, and it was really, really, really good, but very expensive to get, but it was worth it. Yeah, Bart, we're actually having duck for dinner tonight. Soy Mafia is making some duck soup for our Sunday Fun Day tonight, which I don't know if I'm going to have time to publish that in the morning or not. Probably not. But Sunday Fun Day's tonight. And usually she has some kind of dried something, pork or something fried usually. I bought my laptop, Dan, in America. I kind of had the specs that I had in mind, and Paige got on the internet and typed in it's an Asus, and you can kind of order it how you want it. And basically it's like a gaming computer. But to get a quality computer here in Thailand, you can get no problem. It's just a little bit more money for something like that in Thailand. Same with like TVs, they're a little bit more pricey. Mainly because of tax. It's like a luxury tax. Stuff that they don't sell that much is taxed a little bit more than some things. But you can find good computers here in Thailand. They sell all that stuff. In Asia, they're big on electronics. Except for phones. Like my phone is an S7 and everybody says, oh, you should get, my phone is a J7. You should get the S9. You should get this, but they don't have that here. If you want to get an S9, you have to wait a long time before an S ever makes it to Thailand. Hey, Tokyo Drew, how are you today? Thanks for coming. You're lucky I'm still here almost an hour and a half. The party is almost over, bro. Having brunch. Tokyo Drew has a vlog in Japan, and he has a website if you guys are interested in seeing life living in Japan. Drew, I believe you're Canadian. I hope so. I think you are. But anyway, you can see how Drew lives in Japan, and maybe we can get him to share his website, and then I can put it in the description box. But anyway, funny guy. When we go there, Drew, I'll make sure me and Paige hook up with you. We can make some funny video. Was wondering where Lenovo came from. That's an electronic thing, isn't it? Lenovo? Lenovo? I don't know. Do you know? Yeah, Canadian. Hey, Canadian. Yeah, I'm hoping that we get to go this year. To Japan. TokyoDrew.com. Check it out. And then his channel is Tokyo Drew. All you got to do is type that in on the search engine and then subscribe to his channel. And then he can show you some funny aspects of Japan. Yeah, it's a computer, Lenovo. I don't know, to be honest with you. I have to look into that. The problem about doing a Q&A live is I have no way of really checking things, and then maybe you guys on the computer know. I don't know, Pat, when we'll be going. We got to go to America first, which is going to be sometime in June. And then I think the trip to Japan is just going to be a spontaneous deal. Looking at airfares and all that stuff. But we were wanting to go during the springtime, but it's not going to happen. We got really too much going on right now. Thoughts, ideas, and what? Thank you very much. Awesome bike ride. Yeah, Paige is answering. She's like the Google behind me, She's over here on her computer. Okay, guys. Well, I think I'm going to let you go. I've got a whole day planned out for me, and we have Sunday Fun Day tonight that I'm in the process of videoing throughout the day. So the guy who made the comment about buying my shirt, because I'm always wearing the same one, well, you're going to see me wearing this one in my next video too. So and Paige's blue shirt.
Green.
Thanks, guys, for coming and sticking with me for an hour and a half. The guys that I missed, I apologize. I've had a lot of suggestions about rotating, maybe for the UK people next week and then the American people next week, or the time zones, I should say, swapping it up. So I'm still taking that in consideration. I don't want to do two back-to-back like I did last week. It's just too repetitious. So next week might be a different time that you guys can't come along and visit. So thanks for sharing that, Kurt. Appreciate that. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next week on the next Q&A, and I'll see you on the next video. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or not. I don't think so, but you never know. It just depends on how the night turns out. So anyway, thanks for all the new wonderful subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. We got a lot of adventures to come, and I'll see you guys on the next video.